This is the first video of my upcoming series for the Zettelkasten method. I started filming this video after watching literally 10 videos from Vicky Zhao's channel. I learned everything in terms of building a second brain from her. I've watched many other videos on Obsidian, how to build a second brain, yada yada, from others, and honestly, it was way too complicated and it never resonated with me. However, with Vicky's videos, I learned how to adapt the Zettelkasten method to your own way of thinking, and that was never really touched upon from other videos. Anyway, this is what I want to share with you, and let's start with what is actually Zettelkasten. First of all, I like this method because it incentivizes you to not organize your thoughts by topics or folders, but instead, it incentivizes you to mostly keep your ideas broad. So you do not associate anything with it and instead make connection instinctively. Oh my goodness. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Anyway, and expand your way of thinking to come up with new worthy ideas and concepts. So there is no right or wrong with this method. You can adapt it to yourself. This is the beauty of it. And this is why I learned from Vicky's videos compared to others again. You got to figure out what type of thinker are you? How does your brain function? Look at how you use your computer. Look at mine. And this is my desktop. A complete mess. But this is how I work. I know for a fact I'm not alone. Please let me know in the comments if no, you know what? How does your desktop looks like? Anyway, I find my documents and folders with the Spotlight search on Mac. This is literally how I function. Spotlight, Spotlight, Spotlight all the time. To open a new folder, to open download, to open I don't know, to find to find the photos, to find a document. It's all with the Spotlight search. Never by clicking on a folder and trying to find something. Never ever. So one day every 3 or 4 months I reorganize everything as a fresh start, but it always end up coming back to this. I tried, believe me, I tried, but I just understood that this is the way I am. Unfortunately, I'm organized in my own mess. So to touch up quickly on different type of thinkers, so you can perhaps identify yourself, I will film another video solely dedicated to that, so we can see tangible examples. But in a nutshell, there's spatial, so visual thinker, analytical, that is logical thinker, creative, so innovative thinker, verbal, linguistic thinker, kinesthetic, so physical thinker. I don't even know what that means, to be fair. Inter Intrapersonal, so introspective thinker. I think those are mostly people that like to journal. And what is interesting that it could be an intersection of two types of thinkers. For me, I think I'm a spatial and analytical because I come from a developer background. I really was attracted by HTML, CSS, all that fun stuff. But I was also obsessed with art, so drawing, design in general. I like to analyze data, so I fell in love with paid ads. Analyzing why this thing works, why this one doesn't work, and create something else based off what works. It's just amazing. I like to solve problems, but I also love design and creativity as a whole, as I just told you. And so, from the moment you understand what type of thinker you are, you're gonna learn what is the ideal way of organizing things for you. Perhaps having a messy desktop is not for you. You have anxiety by seeing this. I do not have anxiety because in design it's supposed to be a mess, and you pick something and you put it together. This is how my brain function. And so the way that I'm going to build my cortex second brain will be maybe different for you. And I want to touch up on every possible way with my videos, but I'm going to start with myself so I can connect with others that have basically, I would say, not the same brain, but I mean, thinking in the same way, perhaps. So now let me touch up on what are those notes, different notes in the Zettelkasten method. So there are three: fleeting notes, literature notes, and permanent notes. For the fleeting notes, there are everyday thoughts, walk thoughts, shower thoughts, and especially thoughts that slip through the cracks. I mean, you already had those ideas or those thoughts that you wanted to remember but forgot 3 seconds later. Pisses me off. The second one, literature notes. Those are notes during consumption, reading books, reading articles, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos. And those are supposed to be brief ideas, also called atomic. So basically, you are writing ideas in your own words, from your own perspective. What do you think about it? And add references. For example, let's say I'm watching a YouTube video from Dan Co, and I start writing ideas directly while watching the video. Okay, I like what he said. Let me reframe it on my own perspective. What do I agree with? What I don't agree with? And this is a literature notes. When it comes to permanent notes, it's basically a combination of fleeting notes and literature notes. Some rules: it's one atomic idea per note. You have to write crystal clear without assumption, basically assuming that the reader has no context at all, but when he reads it, he can understand what it means. And the last one is to connect it with other notes. Now, when it comes to Cortex, what's interesting is that it's kind of built intuitively from where the Zettelkasten method was originally made for, connecting ideas. So fleeting notes equals the capture feature. And anytime you want to capture a fleeting note, you click on capture and you write your idea. Now, I'm not going to touch up on that now, but in the future, with upcoming videos, I want to really show you the entire workflow, because you can capture ideas and associate it with a specific document or leave it broad, and you can understand the different use cases. Literature notes that will be basically opening multiple panes and take notes of what you're currently doing. I don't have any book right now, but let's say you are reading a book and you can, I'm just going to give an example here. Think this is not what I wanted to do. 1 second. Zettelkasten. To open a new pane, I know there was okay, is that it? Yeah, that is it. So that will be, let's say the book will be open here, and here are your page for your literature notes that will be notes from the book. So you can highlight the book and then take the highlights, put it here, write your own thoughts, and every idea could be on her own. So I will give proper use cases in the future videos, but that's basically what it could look like. And you can open more than one pane. So two, three here, depending on your screen size. You could go crazy after with the, with multiple screens. I don't know how that would work, but anyway. Now for the permanent note, you will open fleeting notes and literature notes in multiple pane to connect ideas. Let's say you are scripting a YouTube video or you are writing a newsletter. That's what I will do. Again, I'm going to document everything on how I'm going to build my workflow inside of Cortex. But it is very, very promising, because personally, what I really love is the capture feature. This is very important for me, because the way that I was doing that before is opening my Apple Notes and just writing anything. But I was still able to find every note that I was looking for just because of my titles. My titles were always intuitive, and I was able to remember everything. So whenever I wanted to find a particular note, I search for the title and I find it. And also with my tag system that I'm going to share with you. And I want to create a workflow for every type of thinker. But that will take so many videos, especially if, let's say, you're a combination of two different type of thinker. But anyway, like I said, I want to start with myself as an example, and hopefully that will give ideas for any other type of thinker that will be watching the video. Hopefully that was helpful for you, and I'll see you on the next video that will come out very, very soon.